on today, a special guest, or none other than Harry Nicolson. He's someone who's played for Cali, Fort William, Swim Harps, and is currently at Clachnacuddin. So welcome Harry, thank you for coming on.
Cheers, thanks for having us.
Basically, all I want to do is to know you about your athletics career, all that anything, so just going to talk about football. So first of all, Harry, you came through the Cali Youth Academy, I just want you to tell me about your experience for that and your time at Cali.
Nah, it was really good, like it was great. I joined when I was probably about 6 or 7, so was in there just doing stuff with the kind of community ones that I'm actually doing a bit of work now at Craig Masterton that runs the community trust. I remember him being one of my coaches. Ian McArthur used to do the other food, stuff like that. Just football daft, and got signed up from Cali through one of my pals' dad's, Joe Cuthbert. So his dad was my coach at Milton, and he was a coach at Cali at the time, and Joe was at Cali, so I just got through with them, and then went to Milton training, and went just kind of, he said come along to Cali sessions, and was in there ever since, and then up until I was probably 2022, so that was great. And then it was such a good time. It was just kind of with my pals and a few of them as well, like Roddy, Dan, Cammy. Just had a really good team, Jack, Brown, and I thought it was a good time. It was good, yeah.
Right, I might not have done the research that well, but were you part of that team, that under 18s team that done really well and was quite successful?
Yeah. So we won. I think it was like we were in the second tier in the league, and we did well. It wasn't. I don't even know if it was official league, but we won. The kind of club kind of said that we won the league. So we won the majority of our games and stuff, and we were quite good. We did quite well. Then we did all right in the youth cup. We beat Hamilton, they were kind of the top team our age. We beat them, and then we went out to Celtic on penalties, and it was good. It was just good times. And then went plenty of trips abroad and stuff through Cali coaches, and it was just really good times kind of growing up. Yeah,
that's good. And I obviously I've got down here that you went on loan to Fort William, Elgin, and obviously the team that you're at now at Clach.
Yeah.
How did you find that experience, and do you think that helped you to the player you are today?
I think so. I think they're all a bit different, to be honest. I think when I went to Fort William, I was a bit mad. I think it was kind of. I think there was 10 of us that went at loan, and I think usually when you go at loan, it's like you're looking to learn off kind of more experienced players, but it wasn't really like that. It was more like a team of a youth team was kind of going on loan to play in the Highland League, and I think it could have worked a bit better if we had maybe someone maybe another a coach, kind of more experienced coach helping us, or even someone there from Cali kind of helping us out a bit more. But it kind of was cut short through COVID as well, so it was good. It was good learning experience just to be playing men's football. But it was hard. It was hard at the same time because you didn't have the best times. We weren't winning as much. I think our team were kind of used to winning, we're saying about our under 18s team doing really well and stuff. But it was kind of a bit of a grind into men's football, yeah.
And then just quickly, do you remember your first official game for Cali?
Yeah, I do. It was I think it was. I can't remember which one. I played against Bucky and East Fife, but I can't remember which one was my first start. I think it was because they're both during COVID. It must have been the East Fife game, I think. That's actually bad. I can't remember which one was first. But it was one of the Bucky or East Fife Bucky was the Scottish Cup, so I'm guessing that would have been in January, and then the League Cup. I'm guessing it was the East Fife one. It was good. They played alright. They won both the games, so yeah, it was alright. Dan McKagan saved us against Bucky, I think, in that game. Yeah, and then
last minute winner, was it not?
Yeah. I think I probably could have done better for one of the Bucky Kessel goes, and I'm just thinking, oh no, I'm like starting here, and then it was weird. It was a weird atmosphere just because it wasn't really like I played. I don't know. I kind of seen it. I know I played 2 games for Cali, but it wasn't really like the same. It wasn't in front of like a crowd or.
Weird time.
Yeah, it was a strange time for football, but yeah, no, it's okay.
Anything you can tell me about your move to Elgin or when you went to Clach?
Then when I was at Elgin, to be honest, I wasn't getting much of a game, and I was about to get recalled, and then because I can't remember who the manager was. I think it was Gav Price, but Cali were thinking about taking me back, and then on that day that they said they were saying this on the Friday before the Saturday, the centre half got injured, and then came on. I think we were playing Forfar. Did pretty well. I think we drew 1-1, and then so I was thinking, oh, I'll probably be staying there for a bit longer, then go back to Edinburgh City, and then I'm on the bench again. So it was just a bit of just didn't really get a chance in the team, and then Cali were thinking, there's no point you being there and sitting on the bench, so 2 years back and put us out on loan to Clach for the rest of the season. So it was my first time kind of at Clach, yeah. So that was probably my first proper stint at like men's football, probably coming here, and no, we did alright. I think we finished like 10th or 11th that season. Like we weren't the best. Like Clach weren't as good as we are now, I'd say. So it was a bit. It was just all good. Yeah, it was really good just to get experience. Maybe not being in the kind of better off teams, but nah, it was good.
And then I got down here that you went over to Finn Harps in Ireland. How did that come about?
So it's through so when I'm obviously pally with Callum Ferguson, who I've worked with him now, and he's obviously been all around the world, like with football. He's been at loads of different clubs, and it was just through. I wouldn't say an agent. It's more like kind of one of his friends that he's kind of pally with, who was staying over there at the time, and it was there I got. So I think right before, I think it was in January, I like just kind of signed up with his agency sort of thing, and then. When I got released from Cali, I told them kind of the news, what like I've been released and stuff, and that same night he was like, oh well, leave it with me, blah blah blah. Then that night he phoned us back and was like, oh, do you want to go over to Finn Harps and Donegal in Ireland for a trial? And I was like, yeah, let's go for it. And then so I went over for once, then did quite well, and they asked us to come back and play that in like a bounce game sort of thing, and then went back over, played that game. And then it was 2 games I think I played, so I played the team and then did well. Played like a bounce game in training, did well, and then they just wanted to sign us. So I think I was just kind of took the jump to kind of, it's just a chance to do something different, wasn't it? So that's why I went for it, and then it was good. It was a good experience, but it's probably similar to that Elgin thing where they're kind of bottom of the league, and I was probably still quite young, and they just don't want to chuck in a young defender, and I get that now, kind of looking back, but it just wasn't. I was just not really wanting to play. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was like they were in a relegation battle and wasn't getting much games, but yeah, totally living somewhere else, and it was good. Yeah, but then I came back. So I think that season was done. Their season obviously runs differently, so we ran till November, December time, and then the club got relegated, and then it was time just to kind of come back. I was pretty skint at the time as well, so I needed to come back and and I thought from being at Clach and stuff, I thought I know I'm going to play every week, and that's why I signed up here. Yeah, totally.
And then obviously you've got like that, it's fair to say you've probably got like that associate and that flat, you've obviously progressed in them really well.
Yeah, a lot's changed, to be fair. I'd say like even it's kind of been a bit of the whole club, not just with the management, but like with the board board changing, and then the managers change first, and the board, and then it's kind of everyone's kind of pulling in the same direction at the moment. I think outside of the football, so it's all good. Like it's just kind of exciting times, kind of going ahead. So
Long may it continue.
yeah, totally, and it's kind of I don't think after Saturday's result it'll be tough for us to be up there for the league now, but
it's good to see though that you're obviously challenging and going up.
Yeah, totally. That's what you want to be doing. Yeah, you want to be up there. You want to be winning games and doing tight games against teams at the top. So, it's good. It's a lot like we've come on a lot from when I've been here. I think even the first time on loan, the team's improved really well, and
you've got a nice blend of younger players.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I think it's probably because we're doing well. It's easier to attract some better players, even if it's the likes of look at Cuba. He's coming from New Zealand, Ross County. I think if you're doing well and younger players can see, they're not just seeing Clach at the bottom of the league, they're seeing a team that's kind of in the top six. It's kind of more appealing for a player to join. So
absolutely.
That obviously helps as well. But it's good, and it's just kind of a process of how you can grow and how far can we go. And a manager's ambitious, the chairman's ambitious, so yeah. Yeah, that's it.
And then obviously I'm going to move on a little bit more now, and I'll just ask you a bit more about all the different kind of things. So you knew Alba football, can you tell me what that is, the work you knew with it, and let's talk about that.
So like I was saying earlier, Callum, work for Alba Football Alliance it's called, so we also can call it Alba Football Association because it translates to SFA in English, but we're basically just a football organisation for Gaelic, Scottish Gaelic language, so anyone who has an interest or anyone who has Gaelic or enjoys football, it's just a chance for them to be in an environment of fully Gaelic. So it kind of just started, I'd say, a couple of years ago when, it used to be one of the first things was FC Sonus, which was kind of like what Callum and Donny Forbes started. I don't know if you know, Donny used to be at Cali as well as a coach for the youth stuff, and it was kind of progressed from FC Sonus into Alba FA, and it's just kind of grown from that. We went for we've basically created a men's team, and it's basically a select of boys all around Scotland to have get their Gaelic speakers, and that was the first trip was over to Germany, and we played 2 games over there against, it was a select of 18, 60 Munich, probably a third team, and kind of a testimonial game for this one of their old managers who kind of helped us organise it. So he was actually the manager of the 1860 Munich when they won the Bundesliga last. So he was a bit older guy, and there's all our stuff's on our YouTube. So when you're watching it's us against 1860 Munich, and there's these 2 old guys that are standing on the lineups. So they didn't actually play the whole game. They were just they were there just because they helped us organise it and helped us get over, and that was really good. So I think it was a 4-4 draw, but it was kind of just, that whole trip was just about kind of taking a group of Gaelic speakers over in a totally Gaelic environment, which is probably something that's not been done before. There's always probably had an English kind of side to it with anything, even school kind of. If you're growing up with Gaelic, you don't really speak in the playground, you don't really do that. So that's what we're trying to kind of do for all the younger ones and kids, is create a Gaelic speaking environment. So if all the coaches have Gaelic and football's run through Gaelic, then it just kind of helps them to use it in a more natural way than just in the class. So that's kind of our goal, and and it's kind of starting with myself. I can run all the stuff in the Highlands, so it's Inverness, Inverness, Fort William, Dingwall, Ullapool, Newtonmore, kind of them sort of areas where there's Gaelic schools around that. I'm doing like football activity just for Gaelic and just kind of kind of just growing out as well. So trying to start weekend activity where all these kind of areas could like have that and like use it in the same space. So it's quite new still, but it's growing out quite fast and there's a demand for it. So it's great. It's good and it was a great job. Just even for a chance to work in football as a coach and that. So it's great. It's great. Can't believe I'm playing. Yeah. So yeah,
and then
that's it.
And then you obviously teach younger people just from your experiences and all that stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Helpful.
Yeah, 100%. And that's our kind of big thing, starting like teams. So we started like so like if you think of it like LFA's at the top, then we have like these community clubs. So the community clubs for the Highlands, we've played 2 games, and all at high school level. So it's just kind of giving them an opportunity to be getting more games, like 11-side games, playing against other teams, and if you can do that all through Gaelic, that's a win for kind of us because they would have never got that before. Like if I had that growing up, I would have been chomping at the bit to kind of get it. But yeah, that's kind of the goal, is like to kind of give players a pathway to use. It's the same as football, but pathway for football and a pathway for their Gaelic as well. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. Great. Teach you them. I know, it's one of these questions in Gaelic as well. I know, yeah, Roddy will teach a few as well.
I'll ask them, so let me lesson them.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're on we want a bit more fun stuff, well,
Yeah.
I like a bit more fun stuff.
Aye.
Just a bit more questions, a bit of fun to
Okay.
bring it to a close.
Okay.
So I like to ask a lot of footballers, who was their footballer idols growing up?
I'll say 2. So Nakamura, I'd probably say, because I remember watching his free kick against Man United and then his goal in the old firm. I just remember how the ball was like going one way, then went the other way, and I was younger. I was like, how's he done that? And then
You tried it?
yeah, I'm trying it all the time. I think I'm probably hitting all the people walking past them in Milton Crescent, like. And then I say Frank Lampard probably. So I was a bit of a Chelsea fan growing up. So I know I was young, yeah. I didn't really. I'm not as much now, but Chelsea was my team. Or just picked them out of. I was getting pelters back when I was younger then as well. So that was
Almost same right?
I know. I don't. That's why I don't say it.
Two really good players there. And then one thing I actually I'd like to ask is for people that effectively your parent, relative, anything like that.
Yeah.
So what has been for a manager or a player, experienced player? So what's been the best bit of advice that you've been given that kind of sticks in your mind? How relate to football as well?
I don't know. I'd probably say kind of. I'm not sure who probably told me this, but like it's just about how much you kind of like stick in with football. I'd say like you kind of, as long as you're like give it like it sounds so cliche, like try 100% every time you turn up because it's short, and I say that and kind of the longer you stick in, the more you'll kind of get a reward out of it. So I'd say that, but I don't say I've been told that by anyone, but that's kind of like my kind of think about it. Yeah, I say that. I don't know if that's the best quote for your podcast.
Yeah. And then another one, I'm going to give 2 things this. So the best stadium you've either seen, or and the best stadium you've played at. So one you might have been at one and not actually played at.
Best place I've seen, I'd probably say Camp Nou, like in Barcelona. I've just first seen that, and then played at.
Stop me for any songs.
Nah, it's close. It's up there. It's up there to be fair. I quite liked in Ireland. There was over there Shelburne. I think it's Tulka Park. I think it's called. They got like a massive stand behind the goal. It's quite cool. Like it's a bit different. It just looks like it shouldn't really be there. That was a really good stadium. I like that one. And then running after the guys in hoops.
Right, well, quite good questions. I'm just going to quickly finish it off here about something you briefly mentioned it. Clach this season, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
going quite well
Yeah.
compared to recent years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're doing quite well. Hopefully it continues, and then
Aye. Yeah.
hopefully what you know on from it.
No, hopefully I'll get back in the team. I've been injured it for a while, but yeah.
All your injury and things.
No, it's getting there. I'll be back hopefully the next couple of weeks. So, hopefully I know. So, just need to, it's been a bit frustrating over the last kind of 2 months now. So, I'm looking forward to getting back in. And if I was, I've been back and doing a bit of training and stuff. So, getting there now, like so. Aye, that's it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Holly.
Thank you.
I'll choose it on the phone today. I've got Chris here who's the chairman who's allowed me to use the facilities inside the Clach home dressing room. And I've got Brenna Young doing photography in the background as well. So thank you all guys for turning up.
That's alright, yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Cheers. Thank you.